Little Joe the Wrangler will wrangle nevermore. His days with the remuda are all done. It was long about last April when he rode into our camp, a little Texas stray and all alone. It was long late in the evening when he rode up to the herd on a little Texas pony he called Chaw. In his brogan shoes and overalls, a harder looking kid you never in your life had ever saw. His saddle was a Texas cack built many years ago, an OK spur on one foot lightly hung. His hot roll in a cotton sack was loosely tied behind, and a canteen o'er his saddle horn he'd slung. Said he had to leave his home, his pa had married twice, and his new ma beat him every day or two. So he saddled up old Chaw one night and lit a shuck our way. Figured he'd paddle now his own canoe. Well, he said if we would give him work, he'd do the best he could, though he didn't know straight up about a cow. So the boss, he cut him out a mount and he kindly put him on. He sorta liked that little kid somehow. Taught him how to wrangle horses and know 'em all real well, and round 'em up by daylight if he could. Follow the chuck wagon and always hitch the team, and help to course the narrow Russell Wood. Well, we made it to the Pecos, and the weather had been fine. We were camped out on the south side of a bend when a norther commenced a-blowing, and we put on extra guard, for it'd taken all of us to hold 'em in. Little Joe the Wrangler was called out with the rest, but scarcely had the kid got to the herd. The cattle they stampeded like a hailstorm, along they fled, and we was all a-riding for the lead. 'Neath the streaks a-lighted, we could see one up ahead. It was little Joe the Wrangler in the lead. He was riding old Blue Rocket with a slicker o'er his head, trying to check the leaders and their speed. Well, he kind of got 'em milling and they kind of quieted down, and the extra guard back to the camp did go. But there was one a-missing, and we all knew at a glance it was the little Texas stray, poor Wrangler Joe. Well, early the next morning, we found where Rocket fell, down in a washout 20 feet below. Beneath his horse, mashed to a pulp, his spur had rung the knell. It was the little Texas stray, poor Wrangler Joe. Now little Joe the Wrangler will wrangle nevermore. His days with the remuda are all done. It was long about last April when he rode into our camp, a little Texas stray and all alone.